as a company, are you ready for a whole new way of doing business? UDI has a promise to deliver that. While this seems to be an initiative which is driven by the FDA, this is actually an initiative which is more about how you can do a business with your clients in a much better way.
So what we're already seeing is most of the larger medical products companies already have their teams in place, manufacturing, packaging, logistics, figuring out what they will do in the first phase of rollout with Class 3 devices. So people are doing a pretty good job of thinking through how are we actually going to get the labels on, what products are we going to have problems with.
Biggest implication out of the door would be, is your system ready for a simple piece, simple function like a product recall?
Are we prepared? In the first place, it was done so that we'd be ready for product recalls or product issues. So really, how are you going to use it to make your product recalls easier?
To recall the products, most of the time the companies never had a client list. The customer list was never updated. It was the customer list which was sold for a product years ago. UDI will give you a unique capability to make sure that your customer list is absolutely updated. The communication can go to a customer in near real time, if not absolutely in real time. You can not just recall the product in case there is a major catastrophic event, but you can actually do communication with their client as you are moving through the process. And that is a very unique capability that we never had before.
What we see less of is thinking through the next iteration of when it's really out there. We could quickly move into an era where the FDA starts requiring on your new products that you do additional testing, similar to what we do in pharmaceuticals. Well, are you really ready, to run additional clinical trials on launch products, a phase 4 type of trial? Are you ready for your hospitals or key customers coming back to you and saying, gee, we don't think your product works as well as this other product, and now we've got some data behind us that we want to talk to you about?
As you are developing the whole UDI strategy, it's got to be very important on how you look at where your IT infrastructure is and what are you going to do with the data. The moment you start looking at both of them, then you need to start thinking about how do I involve my larger organization in? And how does this not just remain a small initiative which is just taken over by a couple of a project management lead, and this got to be a cross-functional initiative. In the midterm, there is an onus on the companies to look at this from two levers. One is the efficiency level, which is obviously improving their current operation, and second is the strategy level. At a strategy, how do you work on these segments of pricing, product, customers, segmentation, and the way you communicate with your own set of customers? The question is going to be, once you've done the IT and the manufacturing pieces together, when you've got the logistics pieces together, how do you bring your sales and marketing organization? How do you bring your pricing organization? How do you bring your marketing, product development, product lifecycle management as a team so that you could make better decisions based on the UDI initiative that you just took a year ago or 2 years ago?
This will give us a level of information we never had before that we could actually use, to co-create much smoother and better supply chains. We aren't smart enough to know all the ways we'll be using this information 10 years from now or even 5 years from now. But you could almost go through every part of your company and think about, well, gee, for the sales rep, what it'll mean, if they can instantly take a shot of the barcode, and relay that information. What's it going to mean to your, what's it going to mean to your customer base? What's it going to mean to your IT department, your quality group, when they can actually figure out based on real live data, which product lines are working well and which ones aren't. So I think the applications are just enormous and are very exciting. I'd emphasize 3 things we're doing. With some clients, we're helping them think through, almost the broad project management and what all needs to get done, who all needs to be involved, and how they can lay this out to minimize the investment up front, but ensure that they meet all the anticipated deadlines from the FDA. I think with another set of clients, we're helping them think through where is this really going and how they can use it for their specific product lines. And then third, we're really trying to work with some of our clients to get them to think about how they could co-create solutions, either with their largest customers, or where they could go to other competitors in their segment of medical devices and come up with joint solutions that will drive savings for everybody. And that may be the most exciting area.